Good afternoon, this is Bob Iaccino coming to you from the CME Group trading floor in Chicago. Talking metals, let's talk gold. Precious metals today. The streak is over for gold. 3 down days in a row. Today we are up about 70 basis points, so just under 0.75%. But we did stop that losing streak on a little bit lighter volume than we've had all 3 of the previous days. That ended lower. We did end up closing near the highs. 1334.50 was our high. We got back above 1330, running into some resistance with some of the moving averages that we look at. But right now, that 3-day losing streak is over. The dollar also ended its streak, as today was the first down day in 6 for the dollar index. Obviously, the inverse relationship between gold and the dollar was a big part of why gold ended its rally today. And at least initially, it was really the only reason that was evident, at least early in the morning, as gold was rallying and the dollar was falling. But as we got later in the day, we saw stocks and the VIX were probably the key point. Now, if we talk about equities in general, we again had pretty good earnings, and again we started higher, Dow being up about 130 points at its peak, but then we collapsed down 600 on the Dow at its lows, and the VIX was down over 10% at one point. The VXN also down substantially, VXN being the VIX of the NASDAQ 100. So as the equities gave up their gains and the VIX spiked, gold spiked as well, as we ended up finishing, as I mentioned, in toward the highs. Some of that having to do with some of the weakness in stocks just organically, but that acceleration later in the day of both equities to the downside and gold to the upside had much more to do with the press conference between President Donald Trump and President of France, Emmanuel Macron, where it seemed to be hinting that President Trump was leaning toward pulling out of the Iran deal. So geopolitics again, politics in general, playing a part in both the equity markets and the rally we saw in gold today. This is Bob Iaccino talking about gold from the CME Group trading floor in Chicago.